Happy Wednesday, everybody. This is Katie at Scrappin' Katie, and I just wanted to tonight show you a card I made using this month's stamp of the month, Just Treats, and then our new decorative border thin cuts from Close to My Heart, and I used them to actually make a border on this card. So I just kind of wanted to make it. It comes together pretty fast, and for those of you that don't know, you can use a border cut to actually make a framed piece. I kind of wanted to show that as well. So again, we're going to use this month's stamp of the month. It's only available till the end of September, and it's called Just Treats. It's pretty versatile. It's got a whole bunch of sentiments. We're going to be using the Tidings of Comfort and Joy, which we all know is kind of a Christmas or a holiday sentiment. It's also got Warm Winter Wishes, which could be any time of the winter. No Tricks, Just Treats, which is Halloween, and then Thankful for Sweet Friends. And if you saw my video a couple of days ago, I used it to make this shaker card, which is really kind of an all-purpose card and sentiment. So let's get started. I'm just going to clean off my desk, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to cut this in front of you guys. So the majority of my workspace is going to be my die cut machine. And so this card that we're making is a standard size card. So I have just cut my focal piece to be 3 3/4 by 5, 3 3/4 by 5, and so that will leave a 1/4 inch border all around this focal piece. We're also going to have to kind of use, this is a very thin border. I'll show you the entire package of the decorative borders. So this is what it comes with, and then of course this one. So you've got this scalloped, which it's kind of a skewed scallop border. I haven't used it yet, but I've seen a lot of cute things with it. And then it's got the regular scallop, the flower border, the leaf border, X's, kind of tick marks. We're going to be using this double stitching. It's got the notebook paper, and then it's got this pull tab where it'll cut, but then you can pull it back to reveal a sentiment. And then it's got this one, which the top of it stays intact and the bottom of it actually cuts. Let's see, I have one right here to show you how that works. So see, the bottom cuts, but the top stays intact. And so those can be used for various things. I'll be doing a video on that later. But this is the one we're going to use tonight. And we're also going to have to grab some washi tape. Because this is such a thin border, you really need to secure it. And I don't have a strong magnetic pad to do that. And then because we're using washi tape, I don't really have good luck pulling washi tape off of cardstock after it's been cut. So we're actually going to lay the thin cut down face up. I think we could do it like that. Let's switch this around. So we're going to lay the thin cut face up, and then we're going to adhere this down on top. And again, because I haven't had luck with washi tape when I'm using it cutting, it really sticks to the paper. And I'm pretty sure that has to do with running it through the die cut machine. It really lets it adhere to it. So we're doing this so my washi tape will actually be on the back side. So if any tears to the paper happen, it's really not going to show that much. So you're just going to kind of decide how close you want that double stitch to the edge of your paper. So I did it where I can see probably about a 1/16 of an inch of that die. I don't know if you can tell, but you can see about a 1/16 inch of that die. And then I'm just using some old washi tape. And if you do it right, you'll be able to reuse these strips for all 4 sides. So I'm just going to tape it there and tape it there, and make sure the washi is actually on the thin cut as well as the paper so it doesn't move that much. Then I'm going to put my pad in here. I'm using the Evolution. Any die cut, your favorite die cut machine will work. I like the Evolution because it's got a knob on the side that I can set. And I don't have to worry about layers and sandwiching and all that sometimes the Cuttlebug does. But I use the Cuttlebug for forever. Nothing wrong with that. So we've run that through the first side. And see how you can see that paper tear? That's why we want to do it like this, because it's just tearing the back side, which I don't care if it tears the back side. And then sometimes it cuts through the entire washi, which is okay, because you know we all have tons of washi we can use. We don't have to reuse these strips if we don't want to. And then I just rotate the paper. There's really no rhyme or reason to it. In my sample card, I actually did both of the long sides first and then the short sides, but it doesn't matter. Oops, you can see my paper kind of moved on that one. And then you just run it back through. I'm trying to keep my hands as much out of the shot as I can, but of course that's a little difficult. Sometimes the tape sticks on there. Again, since you're using the back side of your paper, I really wouldn't worry about it that much. None of this is going to show to the recipient of this card. And again, I just line it up. Oops, keeps on moving. And I really wouldn't worry if it moves too much. That just kind of, I don't know if you've seen a lot of my artwork, I just hand draw these borders. And they're crooked, so it doesn't really matter. But you kind of want to get it as straight as you can. It's just that if it doesn't work out, I wouldn't fret, or definitely I wouldn't do another one unless it's just really bad. I'm going to leave that tape right there since we're going to be doing this side. I do not want to come off. Again, this bed, this width of this is enough to handle any of Close to My Heart's thin cuts and even our embossing folders. I love it. And most of the die cut machines will truly fit 5 to 6 inches nowadays. I mean, the older ones didn't. It was kind of a hit and miss what machine you got. And even the embossing folders, it was kind of hit and miss. So we can get rid of that. can take this up. I'll clean that all up later. And so see, you even have some, I can try to get this off, I'm not going to right now. But it tore the paper. Because this is the back side, we're not going to worry about it. And so I even, because I laid it down that way, it even kind of did an impression, which I don't mind either. The colors that I used are close to my heart colors. New England Ivy, Canary for the inside of the card, Black, Candy Apple, and Lagoon. So we're going to take Lagoon. And I'm going to take one of the images from the watercolor impressions. This is also a new stamp set and I love it. It's got all these watercolor images, and I really like the little bitty splatters. And so I'm just going to ink this up. And it's definitely got a wider piece and a narrower. I'm going to do the wider toward the top because I'm going to stamp some Christmas trees on the bottom. And I'm just going to center that as much as I can. Again, this isn't a neat card, so you don't have to be that accurate. And, you know, I missed a little bit there, but because it's a watercolor image, it doesn't matter. The next thing, I'm going to take our black, and then I'm going to take the image from the Stamp of the Month, Tidings of Comfort and Joy. And I'm going to stamp that. I hate when I do that. And then, wouldn't you know it? And I'm just going to center this. Next, I'm going to take the New England Ivy. And I'm going to take the little Christmas tree. And I'm going to do 3 across the bottom, and the majority of them I want in the white, but it's okay if they kind of go off into that lagoon. It's a dark enough color that it can handle it. And then while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead, the center of the card is decorated, and that's just something that I've always done. So while I've got those Christmas trees, I'm going to go ahead and get one of these pre-made card bases. The zip strip is going to be on the inside of the card. I love to decorate inside of cards, and these zip strips are just perfect. Either that or scraps you have laying around. And then you can just, you can either cut it to size, or I had that one just laying around, so I just used what I had. And then cut it off. And again, we're going to do 3 Christmas trees down here to kind of bring that green into the inside of the card. So that's all the green we need. As you can see, I have already stamped the candy cane and the mint, and so I'm just going to use liquid glass. I use liquid glass so much that I just keep a straight pin in there, and then that way it's just ready to go. I don't have to unscrew lids or anything like that. And I'm going to put that about right there. You don't want to put so much liquid glass. I got a little bit oozing right there. That it oozes everywhere. In fact, this one I'll probably just kind of do dots because this is such a thin image. I don't want it oozing out. And I'm going to put that about right there. And then stick my stick pin back in there. Okay, I'm going to adhere. I already had a piece cut. So the pattern paper that I'm using is from 'Tis the Season. And it is actually cut the same size as a standard size card. So 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm just going to apply some adhesive. I'm just going to do it on the outside. Little bitty dot there. I'm pretty liberal with my adhesive, especially if I'm going to be giving cards away. The last thing I want to do is give a card away and then they open it and the image come off. So there's that. We've got the canary, and the stamp of the month also comes with these cute little stars. Can you see them? And so I just decided canary is nowhere on the front of the card, but I thought, you know, that would be cute to just stamp over those trees like that. Okay, so then all that's left to do is apply 3D foam. And you can either use strip foam. I have been using the shaker window foam and acetate circles for various projects. And so I have all these center things. One of the coolest things that Close to My Heart did was they made it to where this is for the shaker card. But then, instead of just wasting all the inside, they added foam tape. So you can either use it in your shaker card projects, or like I said, I've just been making so many that I just have all of this left over. I'm also going to kind of be generous with this as well. Running this cardstock through the die cut machine kind of warped it a little bit. So I just want to make sure that when I put it on my card front, it doesn't look warped. And if it does, it uses that watercolor image. So, you know, the recipient could think, oh, it's warped because they used watercolors. But you and I know the difference, so I'm going to try my best where it's not like that. Sorry, y'all have to endure all of this. And then the fun part is just starting to tear these off. If you guys were not on the line with me, I am a real big stickler about these things. I can't stand to find them on my floor. So I would be very patient, and I would peel them off, and I would immediately put them in the trash can so I wouldn't find them everywhere. But I'm not going to subject you to that, so I'm just going to peel them off real fast, and I'll clean them up after we hang up. My nail is sticking to it. So on a side note, I cannot believe that it is already Wednesday. Had a long list of things I wanted to get done this week. And once again, the week's half over and nothing is done. But that's the story of most people's lives, so can't really gripe about that. Okay, so now they're all peeled off. They're extremely sticky. And so now I'm just going to adhere this to my card front. And you're just going to center it the best you can. And then I usually turn it over, and then I like to do that. So, there we go. The last thing I'm going to do is take the sap green shin hand marker and just add color to tidings. Red showed up really well. And what I usually do, I don't know if I have it. I'll try to find it. What I usually do is stamp like a scratch piece of paper and then try to see which colors would show up. Red did really well. The only problem is I had red and red. So I didn't want red all up at the top and then that. So I decided to use the sap green. And then this isn't going to show up much, but I'm going to take our gold shimmer brush and I'm just going to paint those water drops or whatever they are. So there you go. As you can see, the decorative border can just go all the way around, and you can try that with any of them. And then we've got the inside, and then there is you a fast and simple card. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, just leave me a note or a comment. If you'd like to purchase any of these products, you can check out my website, www.scrappinkatie.ctmh.com, and then check out my blog for more inspiration. Thanks. You guys have a wonderful night. Bye.